I say this, Usyk, because it's not about him. This is the Tyson Fury show. Robots don't have any place in my life or camp. We're all fat. Yui's fat, Shane's fat, my dad's fat, even my mum's fat. Hope she's not watching it.
Yeah. Okay, it's Charlotte Daly here with Male Sport Boxing. I'm joined by the one and only Tyson Fury. How are you, Tyson?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good,
How are
good.
you?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, last time we caught up was in the middle of your training camp. Yeah. It's a 12-week training camp. That's kind of unusually long for you. What was kind of the reason behind that this time?
I needed it because I've been out of the ring so long. Well, I've been out of the ring 11 months, so it's quite a while to be out of the ring, especially at 35 years old. So I give myself the best opportunity of taking a victory, and that is to get the weight down, eat correct, and do the right amount of training and sparring. So I put the long training camp in, and I believe I will reap the rewards.
And reaping the rewards is something you've always done so far in your career. You know, you've gone 34 fights unbeaten. What do you think is the reason that you're so successful, and what kind of makes you different from the other heavyweights we've seen?
I make it look good. Make boxing look good. I don't know, you know. We're all human beings and we've all got two arms and two legs, and I think everybody's got their own destiny and future in their own hands. And my belief system, I think, is different to everybody else's, because if there's a statistic out there that says something can't be done, then 99% of people will believe it can't be done because it says so on the screen or it says so in that book. But for me, I've never read a book in my life, and I don't listen to anything that someone else says unless I've seen it from my own two eyes and self. So if someone says something can't be done, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and do it because somebody said I can't. So yeah, a lot of these fighters today, they're training with like heart monitors on, they're all on screens and all taking numbers and stuff. And like, oh, then we need to get you on all this. I'm like, this is to me. If that thing's telling me that my heart's going too fast, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go even faster. I'm going to push myself harder. I'm not going to listen to a machine because I'm a human. And robots don't have any place in my life or camp. And that's where we're at.
You said there before about having the mindset of believing in yourself. And I mean, I don't think anyone would underestimate you now. But back before the Klitschko fight, people were underestimating you. What was it within yourself that you thought that you could win that fight? And kind of how nice was it to prove that to the world and say, hey, look, I did it?
Again, it wasn't just that fight or any fights before that. I come out my mother's womb believing I could be world heavyweight champion. Everything is planned, everything's destined, and I didn't get here on my own account. God gave me the platform of being here. It says in the Bible, for what does a man have that he has not been given? I've been given everything. Everything that this world has to offer, I've been given, and I'm very, very thankful for. But don't ever think that I did this on my own. I'm just a normal, very, very flawed human being. And that's all I am. And when people start to realise that, you know, then they'll know the truth.
And in terms,
I didn't do it. God did.
In terms of specifics within the ring, I mean, you're the most durable heavyweight on the scene at the moment. You know, you've obviously got an immense ring IQ as well. But do you think that durability makes you more dangerous in kind of the latter rounds of a fight?
I think so. Do you know what it is? I don't think any of us as humans are very durable. We're not supposed to take poundings. And the thing is, what makes me so durable is I take less punishment than the rest of them. So if you've got a guy same age as me who's been boxing the same amount of time, he's probably took a lot more damage than I have. My thing on it all is hit the opponent and not get hit back. But if it does come to getting stuck in and having a row, then I can do that also. And the biggest thing with me is it's my self-belief as well. Like I believe in myself, even if I'm 11 rounds down, I still believe I can win that fight because I've still got one more round to go and I ain't beat until I'm beat.
We saw that against Deontay Wilder. I mean, that moment of resurrection as such was unbelievable. Everyone had you down and out, but you got back up, you carried on, you won that round and showed everyone what you're made of. But what was that moment like for you on the canvas? Could you hear anything, or were you just...
No, I was out cold for 4 seconds or something, and then when I really come around I saw the referee going 4, 5, and I thought, right, I've been put down, get up. And I got up, natural instinct, and fought on, and that's what we're paid to do. You know, it doesn't make me a special human being because I'm being paid to fight for as long as I can. It means I'm doing my job, what I'm getting paid for, and nothing more, nothing less. You know, while I was on that floor, I wasn't thinking about, oh my God, I've got to get up now. I didn't think about anything because I was like didn't exist anymore. And then when I finally did see the referee, I thought I'd been knocked down. Get up is what all boxers do. As soon as you get knocked down, if you get knocked down, you're supposed to get back up if you can. And if you can't, you can't. And if you can, you can.
And in that moment, you didn't hear anything from ringside. I mean, we were watching it back, and Paris is on her feet screaming, "Get up, Tyson!" And
didn't hear a word.
Do you normally hear people when you're in the ring? I mean, I watched your brother Tommy's fight the other week, and he kind of was looking to the corner a lot and wanted kind of advice from John in the corner. I don't see that as much with you. Do you like to look to the corner, and do you like to have the words of wisdom from the side?
The only time I'll look at that corner when I'm in a fight is if I've been put down. I'll look at the corners to see what the corner will say. Like, stay down for a minute or get up. Yeah. So I'll always look at my corner like that. Or if I've been put down, I'll find Shane in the crowd front row and I go, down again, sausage. I'm getting up, don't worry. And then, other than that, you don't hear anything because you obviously hear the odd scream and shout and whatever, but you're tunnel visioned, you're zoned in. I don't see the referee, don't know there's a referee in there until he comes in to break you up or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very special place being in that boxing ring. You can be 100,000 people there and you get such in a zone, focused. You don't see them, you don't hear them. All you can think about is your opponent and how to become victorious.
Just with that, you've spoken there about what it's like in the ring and the atmosphere within an arena or a stadium. What's it like in the changing room before you walk out? What's your mindset? Are you somebody that keeps himself to himself, very zoned in, fun, lively, music on?
See, my changing room is unlike any changing room I've ever been in before. You'll see me telling jokes and singing and dancing and having a good time. Our changing room is like a party. Everybody else's changing room's like gallows ahead. So yeah, we have a very different outlook. Yeah. Like everyone here, they all believe in me, all from the beginning. So I'm the man who's going to deliver. Of course I am.
And now talking about your fight on the weekend against Francis Ngannou, there's been a lot of talk about your physique and, you call yourself fat and you don't weigh in with a chiseled six-pack, but you have great feet when you're in the ring. As I said, you're very durable, you're elusive, other heavyweights can't seem to hit you. Yeah. Do you think that if you put on a load of muscle, that would slow you down and kind of limit those factors?
Listen, it's good to have a good body. I'd love to have a good body, but I don't have any hope of having a good body. I've been training well over 20 years and I still haven't got a good body. I've been in a training camp living like a monk for the past 12 weeks and I don't have a good body now. I didn't have a good body when I was in my teens, so never mind it, clocking on to 40 years old. But the one thing I've learned is this is not a bodybuilding contest. Mm-hmm. And although I don't look like a man who can do a long distance or a run for 20 mile or whatever, I am a man who can do that. And I think of myself as like a really old-fashioned type of a fella who can go in there and have a fight and doesn't really matter what I look like because it's about getting the victory. So if I had a 10-pack and I looked like an Adonis, completely unbelievable, but I wasn't winning, it'd be pointless. Yeah. So I don't really care about being fat. I actually embrace being fat because my love handles as what separates me from the rest of the world ever in history. There's never been anybody like me, and there never will be. It's what makes me so tough. It's what makes me me. And if you could say to me, right, Tyson, we'll give you the opportunity to get rid of the fat on you, and we'll give you a full six-pack abs and everything, I wouldn't take it because that's not me. Mm-hmm. I'm fat now. I was fat as a baby, and I'll be fat on my deathbed. And that's the thing. We're all fat. Yui's fat, Shane's fat, my dad's fat, even my mum's fat. Hope she's not watching it.
Yeah, we'll be in trouble for that one.
But we're a fat family. Yeah. He trains every day, my brother Yui, yeah? Like unbelievable. He run, train, box, everything. Yeah. I'm the same. 2-3 times a day, every day, in or out of camp. Mm-hmm. But I've always been fat. Even when I got down to 17 stone, like this, I still had love handles.
The trademark, so, you can't get rid of them.
Trademark, for sure.
And in terms of predictions for the fight, you said that you want to knock Francis out within 6. Now, It has been announced that you're fighting Usyk hopefully in December. Does that change your mindset going into this fight? Do you kind of want to get more rounds under your belt?
No, all fights are the same. So I just going in there for the victory. So if it's going to be in round 1 or round 10, I'll take it. If it's a points decision or a 1-round knockout, I'll take it either way.
And speaking to Francis, obviously you announced the fight with Usyk kind of midway through the camp. He took to Twitter afterwards to say that you have to get through him first. Almost seemed a little bit irritated that you had planned your next fight before fighting him. Yeah. Do you see why he'd be irritated with something like that?
I said it wasn't my doing. I'm not the promoter of these shows. So if you're paying for something, you can announce it yesterday, last week, or in a year's time. It's not up to me. I'm just a boxer. Basically, I'm just a dumb boxer who turns up with a pair of gloves on and gets punched in the face for a few quid. And then I go home. And I'm on to the next one. So, you know, people who's putting these events on, it takes a lot of planning, it takes a lot of stuff. The promoters do an unbelievable job, so it's not up to me. So Francis can be aggravated with me, whatever he wants to be, but it doesn't mean anything, because when we get in that ring and we start exchanging blows, I don't really think what I've got planned for tomorrow. I'm only thinking about the fight on the night.
Yeah. And I know you don't want to look ahead before the fight on the weekend, but Usyk is planning to be ringside. I'm assuming he will try and get into the ring afterwards. Are you looking forward to having a chat with him?
I say this, Usyk, because it's not about him. This is the Tyson Fury show, and it's about me and Francis Ngannou. And yeah, African King meets the Gypsy King, and you know, we're going down, throwing it down. So anything after that will happen after that, and anything before it is not important. All the stuff of undefeated and all that have never been an interest to me at all. Like I said to Klitschko, when I wasn't even a champion, he said, I know you want my belts. I said, I don't give a about your belts. I want to smash your face in, no. That's what means something to me, not the belts. Like winning all the belts, I've won all the belts anyway. I'm not sure if the world knows this, but I have every belt that's ever been created apart from one, which is a Central Area Heavyweight Championship. And I've got my eye on that one as well. So all these belts, having them at one time or 10 times or whenever, not important. The important thing is beating the man up in a fight. And after that, doesn't really matter. The rest of it, like anything that comes with it, is a bonus. But for me, the main focus is punching his face in.
Yeah. And Eddie Hearn has been talking about that Anthony Joshua fight, and I know last time we spoke you said it was dead in the water, but he has said
he has to speak about that, doesn't he? Because his full stable's gone down the toilet, and the only time he gets any relevance is if he talks about Tyson Fury. So I'd talk about Tyson Fury too. His golden goose has been, Fox has got in the pens and killed it, and you know it's over. It's over. All I'd talk about is Tyson Fury, because that's the only way you're getting a payday.
Yeah.
And it ain't happening anyway. I told him in December, I said, this is the final opportunity you guys are ever going to get to fight me, so take it today or don't. And they didn't take it, so.
But just on that, because he said he said that you guys would potentially earn over 100 million each for that fight, and I know that you said last time we spoke that you're interested in big money fights. Yeah. Does that money on the table now change your perspective on the fight?
I'm not sure who's going to give us the 100 million each. Who's going to pay it? Eddie Hearn ain't got it. Eddie Hearn ain't got it. He ain't got 20% of that. So I don't know who's going to pay us the 100 mil each. If he does know someone who's going to give us 100 mil each, give us a call.
And I just want to finish by asking.
Well, however, I'll just add that 100 mil to the other 200-300 I've already got.
Okay.